Hi everybody. Time again for a little preview video for you. This is just a little mini release of one design. I'm obviously plenty busy getting ready for Nashville. It's actually only about 2 months from now, so there's lots and lots to do for that. But I have one more design that I want to kind of throw in there as something to keep you going until the big excitement of Nashville, and I have plenty for that. But for now, we're just going to do this one. This is another buttoned up chart pack. Previewed it with a picture of the berry top treatment a couple of weeks ago, so you might have seen that. As a little bit of an intro, I started what's kind of turning into a series within the buttoned up collection with this one, Letting Go, which has a verse about autumn, and then it has the berry that says autumn, but things are turned 90 degrees so that the bands, these pretty bands, give the berry a little bit of a different look. And I really like how this looked, but I thought, well, gee, if I have autumn, I need to have winter, and yes, the other seasons. And so definitely all 4 seasons are coming, and probably 1 or 2, major holidays. So for winter, this one is called Let It Snow. When I think of winter designs, I don't do snowmen so much, but I think of when you have the opportunity to experience winter in kind of a peaceful way. There's something very quieting about a snowfall, as long as it's not blowing sideways. There's something kind of peaceful and quiet, and of course the fun that comes with a good snowfall. I live in Middle Tennessee. We don't get big snowfalls very often, so it's a real treat when it does happen. Although I will have to admit, I'm not a big wintertime person, so once I get my little burst of winter, I'm done and I'm ready for spring. So without further ado, this is Let It Snow. So this little cushion, just like the other, says winter across the top, says Let It Snow, and make snow angels. And then there's just pretty pattern bands interspersed with the words, some big giant snowflakes there, and little accents of holly, little tiny bands of holly to give it a little bit of color, and also that green color. I mean, we have the evergreens that are going to always be part of a winter landscape, and also part of the winter landscape is we have our little chubby cardinal. Now this pin pillow, since it's part of the buttoned up collection, the pattern does come with buttons. And in this case, there's a small snowflake up here. You could put this really anywhere that you like. And then I added a little red heart. It's a dark red heart in the finishing. And so this is the little cushion. And the berry, here we go. Here's the berry that says winter. And then there are, all the way around the berry, you can hear Libby is providing her own commentary here, if you can hear her meowing. But here are the other pretty pattern bands. And then we have our little chubby cardinals and the evergreen trees there along the back of the berry. So this berry and the cushion design are all packed together. They include the buttons, and in this case, the top treatment includes another one of those larger snowflakes. And I'll talk a little bit about those buttons here in just a minute. But for the top treatment, I wanted something, again, kind of quiet. And I had some wool. This is Blue Heron wool from Weeks Dye Works. And this is Stratus linen from Color and Cotton. The dye lots of these two happen to blend nicely. And I like the monochromatic look of this top treatment. So there's just the 3 layers of the blue wool, the button, a little jelly roll wool button, and then I've accented it with the little white straight pins around the top treatment. So this is the berry for winter. Pin cushion or pin pillow. It's kind of big for a pin cushion, but nice for a bowl filler. These are done on 36 count. And if you have another blue linen that you like, certainly go for it. You do want something just dark enough to contrast nicely with the white thread. And I would recommend picking your wool and the linen at the same time, if possible, if you want this kind of monochromatic look. Otherwise, go with creamy white wool, maybe with some blue or red or green accents. Lots of different ways you could take this one. Now, about the buttons, I wanted to mention, this is what the button pack looks like. Now, these buttons, they're from Just Another Button Company. They have an amazing selection, and these gals are fabulous to work with. The snowflake buttons are actually plastic. They're molded plastic. And in fact, the small one on my model is a little different from the small one that you're gonna get in your chart pack. That kind of thing is going to happen just because of sourcing and you know, who knows what. This larger white button that I have on top of the berry, and you could use it anywhere you want, it has, it's plastic, and you can tell it's been molded because there's kind of a right and wrong side to this one. The one side is very smooth, the other side, and you won't be able to see them here, but it has almost little tiny divots that probably occurred during the molding or the manufacturing process. The other thing that happens with this, can you see the little kind of funky, wonky tail at the end? Again, that would be from the manufacturing process of the button, and it's just lightweight plastic. You'd be able to take a pair of craft scissors and just snip that off without too much trouble at all. And then, of course, the red heart button is a hand-dyed button. Now, I will say, and I say this in my pattern, when you're dealing with the hand-dyed buttons, and in your finishing, you don't want to iron them. They're not going to take the heat very well. The dye might bleed into something else or imprint into something else. And certainly these snowflakes, because they're plastic, you will want to take it easy with your iron when you're doing some finishing. So just a little bit of information about this button pack. Down the road, I may get snowflakes that look a little bit different, or even a red that's a little bit different shade. That's just the nature of it. But these are the pretty little buttons that you're going to get in Let It Snow. Again, these are the models, a berry and a pin pillow or bowl filler for this one little release. Now, since I have you here, in an earlier video, kind of where I was introducing myself a little bit, I was showing you what I had been working on, and it was Miss Julia Brown's portfolio from Needlework Press. I was lucky enough to go to the Bristol retreat at Attic Needlework in June this past year. So glad I finally got a chance to visit. And for me, the real hit of all the great projects was this particular piece from Needlework Press. The antique and their presentation, it was designed to be stitched on perforated paper. It looks amazing. I decided I wanted to do it on linen, and I'd already finished this panel. And so if you watched those YouTube, if you happened to watch that YouTube, you would have seen this. I stitched this on 36 count Lakeside linen. I believe it's light exemplar. And I just used various cottons, overdyed cottons out of my stash. But since then, I've been able to finish the other panel of this portfolio. There are 2 pieces, and I'm really excited to have done that one. So of course now it's the finishing. I'm not going to frame these. I don't have room on my walls for all of that kind of thing. But I do want to finish it, even though it's on linen instead of perforated paper, I do want to finish it in some kind of a portfolio format. So I suppose it'll be a little bit like maybe making a project bag that just opens like an extra large needle book or something. Haven't figured out the details at all. I have kind of a vague idea in my mind as to how it's going to go together, but that is all the farther I have gotten on that one. So I wanted to do that little bit of show and tell for you. I am recording this on New Year's Eve. So it's the 31st of December, 2023. Happy New Year. I hope you have all a wonderful 2024. Thank you for following me and watching my videos. Really, really appreciate your support. I'm very, very grateful that I get to do what I do, and I can keep doing it. And I have several things planned for release at Nashville. So stay tuned here. Follow your favorite retailers. They're all going to get information probably middle part of February, maybe a little bit sooner, but that first half of February is mostly when we're able to get most things out there for them, and all the details for what I have coming up. So thank you again. Happy New Year. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.